The President of Russia have signed the New START treaty. This week that has been sort of stopping start in the Senate by the #2 Republican senator there, John Kyle. Can I ask you, I'm basically going to wave around a veritable who's who of Republican and Democratic former secretaries of state, of defense, all sorts of people who have been studying this for a long time and say that this has to be ratified. Does it have to be ratified? Is this necessary for U.S. national security?
I think this is, more than anything else, it's a national security issue. I was involved extensively in the negotiations with my counterpart in Russia. We have, for decades, have had treaties with them to be able to verify aspects of the nuclear weapons capabilities that we both have. And from a national security perspective, this is absolutely critical.
So when it comes to the military impact of this treaty, are you convinced that all the military issues have been dealt with and the United States would be no weaker or in a no worse place if this was ratified?
Completely comfortable with where we are militarily. Myself, the rest of the uniformed leadership, as well as the Secretary of Defense.
And the intelligence agencies have signed off on all the verification procedures and measures. You're comfortable with that?
Absolutely. The verification regime that exists in this is in ways better than the one that has existed in the past. Some criticize that there are fewer inspections. The arsenal is much smaller than it used to be. We are close to 1 year without any ability to verify what's going on in Russia.
And you're comfortable with the amount of money that the President and the administration has pledged to modernize American nuclear arsenals?
I have. I've reviewed it several times, and it is a very clear commitment to modernize the nuclear infrastructure in this country.
So by a process of elimination, is the Senate playing politics with American national security?
Well, you'd have to ask the Senate about that. Well, certainly what I think is that there is a sense of urgency with respect to ratifying this treaty that needs to be both recognized. Historically, this has been bipartisan. This is a national security issue of great significance, and the sooner we get it done, the better.
In a lame duck session?
As soon as possible.
In a lame duck session?
The potential is there for a lame duck, absolutely.
And you would want that?
I would. That's the soonest possible time, absolutely.
And just so we're clear, why does one need Russia's cooperation today?
I've worked hard, not just in this treaty, with my counterpart in Russia, and I've seen it up and down our government over the course of the last couple of years. And we've really taken significant steps. No better example than this weekend, where President Medvedev was actually in Lisbon with all of NATO, supportive of a missile defense treaty, missile defense capability in the future. And a year or two ago, that just would not have been possible. The Russians have supported us in Afghanistan, allowed us to transport some of our most significant equipment where they could have pushed back on that. They've also helped in other ways that wouldn't be widely known. So the relationship is maturing very specifically, and it's one that's helped us in Iran. So so there's been an awful lot tied into the improvement of this relationship.
Not ratifying it, does that harm American credibility? For instance, many of the senators who are saying, no, let's not do it in this lame duck session, are the very ones who say, we need to make sure that Iran doesn't proliferate nuclear material. We need to make sure, as we've just seen, that North Korea does not. How does this affect America's credibility when it comes to non-proliferation?
Well, I think President Obama said, coming out of this NATO summit, many of the leaders there spoke to him about the need to ratify this New START treaty. And certainly it's indicative of the commitment that many other countries have to us and the importance of getting it done. So I'm certainly concerned about how, and in particular, how we look, and also this emerging relationship with Russia and what it would mean to not do that. And they've clearly sent signals already with respect to that, which haven't been positive.
What signals?
Just they've spoken to the need to get this done, the importance of it, and whether or not it would be tied to this relationship, given all that we've done in the course of the last couple of years.